Welcome to another episode of Untitled Car Project. I'm your host, Jeremy Molt.
Grant Gonzalez. We are missing today Rob Spring.
Yeah. Probably going to be out the next couple of weeks. He might call in next week. We'll see. But
Today it's just the two of us.
just the two of us today. We got some really exciting topics.
You want to talk about what we're talking about on today's
Sure. So today's episode, we're going to talk about our ongoing discussion of how to find information on repairs. I'm going to delve into my Alaska trip since I'm just coming back from that and it's fresh in my mind. And then I was having a conversation with a guy at work about modular vehicles today, and he pointed one out. So I'm gonna point that one out to you today, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And
Like the Ford Lego system, or are you talking about Chevy LS?
kinda, it's like a Lego.
Okay.
It's a legit car.
Okay.
Rob's not gonna like it though,
All right.
but he might like the theory behind it, but not the vehicle.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, and then any more topics to talk about today?
Nope, that's it.
All right. So before we get into the episode, I want to let our listeners know to check out our socials at Untitled Car Project on Facebook and Instagram. We also have a Facebook group at Untitled Car Project. As well as if you would like to hit us up on our show at untitledcarproject@gmail.com. We are currently looking for guests that have finished and or are currently working on a kit car. We think that'd be a really interesting topic to talk about.
Yeah, and some motorcycle guests.
Oh, motorcycle guests too, yeah.
Yeah, I have one in mind, but I'm trying to convince him to come on.
Well, we got to have Rob on there too.
Oh, yeah,
Rob's
yeah,
a motorcycle guy.
Yep.
All right, Jeremy, let's start getting into the first topic.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to talk about the ongoing discussion we've been having about how to find information and repairs, right?
Okay.
Other
Other than the internet.
than the internet.
Okay.
So ignore this.
Well, I can't.
Oh, no. That's the one I wanted to talk about. That's
Start
one.
talking.
Okay. So I mentioned earlier, I was talking to a guy at work about modular vehicles. He also mentioned this charm.li.
I've never heard of that. As an application? Is it a website?
It is a website.
Okay.
You don't type in .com or anything like that, just charm.li.
What's the LI stand for?
I don't know.
Okay, we should probably figure that out.
I will need to figure it out. When it comes up, you're going to be amazed by this, okay?
Already am.
It is all car makes, and it's the manuals for all of these vehicles online, and they're free.
Interesting.
And I don't want to say it's all of them, but there is a large number of them from like 1982 to 2013, I think was the newest one.
And they're of like just factory manuals, or
They're like
Shelton?
Chiltons, they're like factory manuals. It is all of the repair information in there.
okay.
And I kind of started digging into it for like Fords and stuff like that, just to see what was in there. And
Of course, you go straight to the Fords. They're always breaking. How dare you, Jeremy?
well, I went straight to the Fords because that's kind of what I have right now, right?
Okay.
So I thought it was really interesting, and that's what kind of sparked this. How do you find your information again, right?
Yeah.
It's another website for people to go to find information.
Yeah. I also looked it up. .li stands for listed items.
Listed items.
Yeah, that's what Google said on that
Okay. Cool.
one. So that's a
Listed items.
yeah,
Yeah. Anyway,
or list item.
it had I don't know if you went to the site, but it has like,
Do you want me to go to the site right now?
yeah, do it.
All right.
It's got Audi, Alfa Romeo, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Subaru, and it's like legit shop manuals for all of these vehicles. Yes, they're, 82 to 2013, right? But I'm looking at it like most of the people that are working on their vehicles, they're probably not working on their 2020, right?
Okay.
2018, you might see a few more people working on those. 2015, definitely you're going to see a few more people working on those. You know, as you go back, you're going to see more and more people starting to work on those, right? Because shops a lot of times won't work on things unless they're 10 years old or newer.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you get back to the 2015, that's 10 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't feel like it, right?
No.
And I know this is a conversation we had 90s, 95. It's 30 years old at this point.
Yeah, on the level of classics now.
Yeah.
I will say, so going to this website, my first thing that catches my eye, it doesn't look like a very flashy website. And that's not always a bad thing.
No, it's not.
But just dive into it. The one thing that really caught my eye, on top of parts, it tells you labor times expected per job, as well as item numbers for OEM part equipment.
Now,
That's interesting.
the labor times are not for the layperson or the guy that works on his vehicle.
It's for a shop, though,
It's for a shop.
which is nice because it gives you a really good estimate of like what you can expect.
Yeah, so if you have a vehicle that you're taking in, you're like, hey, how much time should this take? Well, if they're charging you 40 hours for it and the shop manual says 5, you going to call them out on it?
I don't know. Sometimes there's a reason for that.
No, there is, but I might would be like, dude, you guys are charging me $40. The shop manual says 5. What happened? And if they give me a legitimate reason, okay, fine. You found more things. Fine. If you give me a bullshit reason, or you try to tell me whatever, it just takes this long, I'm going to call it out. Because, that's not fair, right?
Yeah.
But that's me.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought it was really interesting.
No, it's a very interesting website. Just off the bat, I like the amount of variety that's onto it, like that for different vehicles it covers through.
There's a lot, right?
And I think some of the best information you can get for vehicle sources for parts and for repairs and stuff, not just this website, but a lot of it can be found deep in the internet on like forums that are forgotten for sites that, that haven't been seen in decades. Like, for example, on my Mustang, I've got a full factory manual on there on the website that allows me to kind of dive deep into specific problems going through it. Personally, I'd rather have it into a book, but on the website going through means I can hot search key topic words, as well as dive down diagnostic trees and figure out like what actually I need to specify down. What's it doing? If it's doing this, go this route and figure it out from there.
Yeah. So just like running through this, like looking at the list.
Yeah.
Most of them are vehicles that you'd think of every day, right? You got your Acuras, your Audis, your BMW, your Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, blah blah blah, right? Daihatsu, Daewoo, Freightliner, Land Rover, Mercedes, yeah, okay, those Peugeot, Renault. What else? Yugo.
So if it helps out, one other thing about this is from their About page, they go from 1982 to 2013 models, and it's being updated, but the people that are the programmers for the site wish to be anonymous. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, they say if you want to contact them, there's an email on there. So that's probably to help out for expanding onto specific searches, or if you have things to add to their database.
Yeah. What's UD?
UD?
Yeah. Never heard of a UD before.
I don't know.
But they have the manuals from 99 to 2007 on here.
Nice.
So check it out, guys. Let me know what you think. Give them a read through and see if any of the manuals are legit.
What we need to do is Jeremy get your project on here so you can start using it more.
What project?
Exactly. That might be a spoiler for coming up.
Well, maybe. Probably.
Okay.
Probably not.
No?
Probably.
I thought you said you had some stuff from Alaska to talk about.
I do have some stuff from Alaska to talk
Okay.
about. We'll get there. We'll get
Okay.
there. Oh, yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
That's what I was saying.
Ah, damn it.
So on top of that, let's diving back into finding information online. Is there any good, other than text-based and other than form-based, is there any good, like, for example, videos from streaming services or YouTube that you use? Because nowadays, a lot of people don't have the time to sit down and read through forums and dig through and find the guy who commented once 10 years ago.
Right.
Sometimes it's best just to say, I have this need. What is the repair? Give me video. Skip to 2 minutes in. Let's see it happen.
So I do have a couple people I follow
Mm-hmm.
online. I honestly I can't tell you who they are.
I can tell you right now. Hey guys, Chris Fixit here.
Not me. I don't have him on my thing.
Every
Yeah.
mechanic has Chris Fixit.
I should probably. So, that was kind of one of the other topics I wanted to talk about, right? Some of the YouTube channels, I have a problem with some of them.
Well, let's talk about the ones you don't. Which ones do you use the most, and which ones do you find most
Well,
helpful?
that's the thing. I don't remember what they are, right?
Okay.
I'm never going to remember what they are off the top of my head.
Okay.
If I like them and they actually have good information, I'm going to subscribe and I'll go back to it.
So let me talk about some of the ones I use then.
Okay, yeah, do
For
it.
example. So one of the ones I use fairly often is a channel that posts about once per every couple months, and is called Four Eyes. I think it's just Four Eyes or Four Eyes Racing.
Okay.
Let me check on that one. And
I.
no, like eyes is in like the number 4, and then eyes is EYES
Okay. Four Eyes Racing.
racing. So the reason it's called that is the guy's
Wears glasses.
he wears glasses.
Okay.
But on top of that, his original goal of the channel, again, was a Mustang channel, because Mustangs have the 2 fog lights and 2 normal lights, so 4 eyes. Mm-hmm. He's expanded now more towards Vipers and to Audis. But why it's interesting on his, and again, being a Mustang guy, it's like, okay, why are you focused on this? He makes more of like a video documentary of higher quality.
Okay.
And while you're watching that, you're learning not only the repairs or an upgrade that he's doing for it, but the reason why. And he's making it as a storytelling. So one of the things is, even if you're not, say, a Mustang guy in particular, it's very fascinating to learn about, like, for example, the intake manifold, why it's better to use that a stock one than a racing one on a non-boosted Mustang. Because the way the variable ventures in the intake actually helps with low end torque, and most people get rid of them. And it makes sense if you do, for say a lopier cam, or things that already add, help with airflow.
Sure.
What they do on that one is they help reduce it, make a Venturi effect, so it speeds up the air faster. So it helps low end torque. And just the process of going through it, dynoing it, the shots are great, as well as, like, the biggest thing, I don't know about you, Jeremy, any YouTube video I'm watching, or any video for that matter, audio is one of the most important things. It'll help keep me in the mood, in focus as well. Heck, you can even turn off the video, and as long as you're listening to it and it's consistent and it's of good quality, no pops, no ands, no ums, it keeps you in the moment engaged.
100%. I totally agree with that. Like, if I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm listening to a YouTube channel, or some other streaming service, right? Mm-hmm. And I hear that the audio quality is just trash, or the dude's standing out in the wind and it sounds awful.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to watch that. Or I'll get a couple minutes in and it'll irritate me enough that I won't continue.
Yeah.
Even if the quality is good.
Yeah.
Even if the quality of content is good.
Okay.
It has to have good audio quality for me. Otherwise it like, I don't know if it's a pet peeve, or if it's I can't hear it because my hearing's starting to go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So maybe it's hard to hear. So it just kind of, I don't know. It grinds on my nerves, and I can't finish it.
If you're listening to a guy that's underneath a car trying to work and his audio is muffled by his shirt,
muffled might be okay. If it's muffled a little bit, but the audio doesn't have that wind and it's not crackling and stuff like that,
yeah,
I can deal with that.
Okay.
Or if he kind of turns away from the microphone
As you are doing,
you know what I
now.
mean?
Yeah.
A little bit like that. Okay, I can totally understand that.
Okay. Let's back up a moment. We were talking about content. What's something on the channel that brings you into it and one that just you can't stand? Especially for automotive repair and information.
So, missing fundamentals.
Okay.
So you mentioned a few minutes ago the guy that you're watching is actually explaining
The reasons why.
the reasons why he's doing something.
Yeah.
Right. That is good content to me.
Yeah.
If he or she, they are explaining what
Do
they're
it for the heck of doing it, brother.
right, what they're doing. One, why they're doing it. How did they get to the point where they're replacing this part?
Yeah.
Walk me through your troubleshooting steps.
Yeah.
I don't just need to know that. You know, I don't need to just know that you're replacing this part. In most cases, I want to know how you came to the fact that you needed to replace that part.
Is that necessarily always true? Because sometimes, like, as much as I like Four Eyes, I looked up. It's called FOUR Eyes for the Four Eyes channel. There's sometimes I want to have a 2-minute video that tells me a wiper that I don't know this way. It's jury rigged, how to fit it back in and call it good.
So,
as an example,
if your video is 20 minutes long and it gives me that why and that how to,
okay,
but you tell me exactly what minutes you're replacing that part,
okay,
and I can fast forward to that,
okay,
and I can watch the rest of the video later,
okay,
I'm okay with that.
So you like to have a story being told as a journey,
Yes,
but have it also labeled out so it's easy to follow if you're doing that journey.
Yeah, tell me what your car was doing.
Okay.
Tell me what the car was doing. Give me a good problem statement.
Okay.
Car was doing X, Y, and Z
Okay.
while doing this, right?
Okay.
Driving down the road, it was popping and a skipping,
Okay.
right? Okay. That's giving me a story as to why you're replacing this thing. Is my car doing that? Maybe.
Okay.
You know, maybe I'm explaining it different, right? But I'm going to try to get that visual in my head. What is my car doing? And then walk me through a couple of the troubleshooting steps that you did. I looked at this, I looked at that. I took my multimeter out and tested from this point to this point. I dug through here and found information on this. Here's the link to that, you know, in the description, whatever.
Yeah. I think that's a key thing, by the way.
I like that.
A key thing is if you're using in any kind of video, heck, let's step it back. If you're in any kind of repair format, whatever it is,
Sure.
and you have to use a very specific tool or an item that you used
Give
on
me
that,
the link.
give a link.
Yes.
Give where you bought it.
100%.
Because it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to someone who's watching a video that's, say, from 10 years ago that has a specific tool that you bought at a store that doesn't exist anymore or that you made as a
Or,
one-off.
yeah, if you made it as a one-off,
And there's no instructions how to.
show me how you did it.
Yes.
Or show me the tool
Yeah.
and walk me through what you did to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I want content for the whole story.
Yeah.
And if I only need 2 minutes of that video and I can walk through or go scroll down and look at your video and say it says, you know, at 1 minute and 2 seconds, I was talking about this. At 2 minutes and 5 seconds, I start doing the replacement. At 5 minutes and 7 seconds, I'm completed on the replacement. And then I talk about my troubleshooting steps between here and here. Dude, that is money.
Yeah.
I am totally going to follow this dude and watch.
So, and here's one to step it even further, because most of the time nowadays, people want to consume it and faster. They don't have time for a full opera of a story being told.
Yep.
And short form content is actually being consumed more days, whether it's TikTok, Instagram Shorts, YouTube Shorts, whatever. What do you think then is, if you're given 60 seconds to give a video, what kind of video do you want to see? What can you recommend to people that be like, hey, this was helpful?
In 60 seconds?
Yeah. Like for me, for example, if I'm given a short video it better be something in 6 seconds I can learn quick
Yeah.
and retain fast. like a hack, a life hack,
Right,
for
yeah, I mean,
for a quick and easy repair, for looking up something. Really fast.
If you're doing something in 60 seconds, it's probably going to be like a quick button snap replacement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if my button's broken,
Yeah.
and I just need to know how to replace this button, or I need to know how to replace the shifter knob on my 2007 Mustang. Okay, I get that short video. I understand that. But if I'm doing something like I'm replacing X sensor, I want to know why. You know what I mean? So, yes, there are times that a 60-second video or a 2-minute video is totally worth it, right? In other cases, when it's a little bit more in depth and the issue you're having is, maybe it's a timing issue. Maybe it's, who knows what it is, right? It's a little more in depth. I need more information.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I totally understand the 60-second, 30-second, 2-minute videos too, or also. But on the same token, if you can give me the replacement in the first 60 seconds and then give me the why at the end, I think it makes better content. Also, I think YouTube has a logarithm for 10-minute videos, right? So if your video is 10 minutes long,
their filter they can go through is between 4 and 20 minutes, and over 20 minutes, and less than 4 minutes and less than 30 seconds, I think, is what their filter system goes through.
right?
Yeah.
So, but I think if they're trying to make money, they need to be 10 minutes long or something like that, right?
Their monetization program varies.
Okay.
Because you can not diving too deep into it because it's a whole different
Sure,
subject.
yeah,
But let's just say for monetization, YouTube you can get depending on the amount of user view, it stays connected on the video. So if you have say 1 million views and it's for a 20-minute video and everyone's watched 20 minutes, that's a lot of money being generated.
Sure.
Versus say a million a hit video where only like the first 2 seconds is being hit, it's not going to give you as much.
Right,
because
right.
The viewer time overall isn't going into it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next portion of that is how do you pick the right YouTuber or vlog for what you need?
Yeah. So I think there's a couple ways to look at it. If you're looking for a specific repair, find the vehicle that you're looking at and see if that channel focuses on that. And if you can gain any kind of information from it, hit subscribe and as well as one of the things that people don't understand is the comment section is actually a really good source for not only people looking into the video, but also letting the creator know that the audience is being engaged for or with, as well as asking any questions and getting through that. The comment section is what helps, in my opinion, a lot of creators bring out the next thing, know what to dive into, what are you looking for? So that's
or how to change their content for the next type of video.
correct.
Right? Yeah.
So if you find a page that maybe is specific on your repairs and on the videos you're looking for and doesn't have a lot of views or subscribers, one way to help progress that to maybe get the problems you want fixed, or have them cover or whatever, is make sure you're liking, subscribing, and commenting, because it helps them know people are actually engaging with this. I'm not talking to random microphone and it's going nowhere.
Sure.
Yeah,
no, that totally makes sense. And for me, I think I'm looking for that content, right? Mm-hmm. And not only the content, I want good content. I want somebody that's going to engage me and entertain me also.
So you're looking for like I just explained like a repair YouTube site, let's say.
Yeah.
You're looking for more of a consumer content of a story base. So something, let's just say on a large channel that most people might know is like Donut Media, that covers all sorts of automotive repairs, challenges, science behind vehicles, and they've adjusted over the years on what they've covered, history of vehicles. But a site like that would be something that would engage you in that, and or you'd recommend to people.
So yes and no.
Okay, now let's hear it.
Yes and no. Yeah. So Donut Media, totally watch them, right? I think there's a lot of really good content on there.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the backyard mechanic that has a lot of knowledge. Maybe he's a mechanic in his real job, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And
Like our buddy Chad, the C10 nerd.
right, like Chad, isn't he a police officer? Whatever. So I'm looking for that guy that has that knowledge, right? 1, 2. If he has funny antics, whatever,
Okay.
antidotes, that he throws in to this show, or maybe the dude does funny things like falls off his boat every show, or
Gives the show some personality.
busts his knuckles up once in a while and says something colorful. That's the kind of entertainment I'm talking about.
That should be a catchphrase. Says something colorful. Really written on a shirt.
Right? It says, oh, that's the next t-shirt, Rob. Says something colorful. That's the kind of entertainment I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be like 10 minutes of stand-up comedy, but like a little blurb of something funny or something
Have
entertaining.
some life in your show,
Like your dad jokes at the beginning of every show.
which we missed today.
Oh,
I know.
it's sitting out too. How did we miss that? Anyway, it's like your dad joke at the beginning of the show, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. If they were to do that, or say something funny to maybe somebody comes out while they're doing this and they say something funny to them and they walk away, or whatever.
But you don't want to have it where it's so distracting.
No.
It gets you away from the whole point of getting to the video. Because
No.
bringing back to this, is finding information on repairing. You want to
Yes.
have it so that way you're gaining information, you're knowing what you're doing, but in your opinion, you think
Right.
you should have.
And that's why I'm here, right?
Yeah.
I'm here for the information.
yeah.
If you throw the anecdote in there and it's funny, you're probably going to draw me in even more.
So then,
You're going to be more likely to get me to hit that subscribe button.
okay, then how about this then? Flipping it, going the opposite direction. Back to where we were with forms and stuff. If you're searching Reddit, if you're searching Google, if you're searching whatever, does that mean that you expect to find the story out of that? Or should it just be straightforward information? This is what I came here for. Because I feel like if
Well-
I'm having to read text and go through, it needs to be more of...
If I'm looking on Reddit,
Yeah,
I'm looking for specific information.
okay.
I don't know about you. I don't read very fast. I read well. What I read, I retain really well, but I do not read fast. So if I have to actually sit and read something and it's got the whole story, it had better be bullet pointed and it had better be very clear and concise.
I feel like if it's going through a long story on those kind of websites, in my opinion, because I'm a visual learner, pictures are a must required. Just to help out talking about the specific thing you're doing, because if we're doing a repair and we're going for it, that's going to be something I'm going to need to see. Okay, this, even though I came there saying this topic I'm looking for, say a thermostat sensor relay, whatever. Why did it fail? And then find this whole story about a guy, was in his garage, whatever. I don't want to hear about that. But if you're showing me pictures step by step how you got there, okay, makes sense.
Right. So, and that's the other thing, right? For the video,
Okay.
if you're looking at the timestamps, those are like the bullet points, right?
Yeah.
It should be clear and concise and very short, right?
Okay.
So this is where we talk about the troubleshooting steps. This is where I find this pin is pushed. This is where I find whatever. This is where I do the repair.
I think you're looking too much into it. Most bullet points are like installation, and it'll say like cam
Yes.
sensor, and then it'll say like I don't know, drain. It'll literally one word, boom, that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Drain oil pan.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm looking for in the bullet points, right?
Yeah.
Drain oil pan. Okay, let's say you're replacing a sensor. Unplugged 2-pin connector. Used X wrench to remove turning counterclockwise.
Okay.
Installed in reverse order. Plugged 2-pin connector back up, right?
Yeah.
That's your bullet points.
Yeah.
I don't need a 30-page story on how you replace that sensor.
Yeah.
Give me the highlights.
Okay.
And in your video, you can walk me through exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the story.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Do you have to look up a lot of videos when you're in Alaska for any of the projects you've been working on?
No.
Then let's talk about those projects.
Let's jump into that.
Okay.
So let's talk about the truck that is still sitting in the driveway broke down.
That would be from our last episode we talked about. This was over a year ago.
Yes.
That was a
Would have been-
2003 F-250 with a diesel, correct?
It's not a 3.
It's not a 3?
2003 would have had the...
There's a 6.0 in it. Or 7.3.
It had a 7.3 or 6.0 late.
2003 was between
Yeah.
the so it's a 2000
It's
to...
a 6-liter.
Oh, it's 6 there?
It is a 6
2003
liter.
to 2005.
Yes.
Okay.
It's still sitting.
Did you get it running?
It starts.
That's good.
The shift cable was the entire issue with getting that thing to start.
Okay.
So basically, the shift cable, it had a big crack right in the middle.
Yeah.
And it was reading park on the dash. But in reality, it's down on the transmission. It was popped into reverse.
Okay.
So if you crawl under...
There's a little adjuster screw on the bottom.
Underneath the dash?
Yep.
Yeah, I did play with that, but remember, the cable is actually broken.
Yeah.
So even though it's broken, adjusting that,
Doesn't...
all you're doing is adjusting what it looks like on the dash.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if you actually jump under there and push that thing forward into park,
Yeah.
fires right up.
Okay.
No issue.
Okay.
So
So real fast, backing up for our listeners, you have let's just give a backstory of Alaska, why you went and all that jazz.
okay.
So this year you went on your annual Alaska trip,
Yep.
which is up in,
It's on Prince of Wales Island.
okay.
Not that far from Ketchikan
Okay.
as the crow flies.
Okay.
It's about a 30-minute flight out to the island, and then it's about a 2.5 hour-ish drive from the airport on the island up to the house.
Okay. And typically every year you go for vacation, relaxing, but also you guys own property up there and there are pieces of equipment, some vehicles, some boats, etc., that
Yes.
you need to maintenance and repair.
Yeah.
And to catch up our listener, last year you were working on one of the vehicles, which is the F-250.
Yes.
And getting it a non-running truck at the time.
Well, it ran.
Well, no, when you
would
called me
start.
first, it wasn't starting.
Well, when I first got there, it started.
Okay.
After fiddling with it a little bit, it no longer would start.
Okay. But a year later,
A year later,
finally got
figured out what it was.
Okay.
And I'm up there in short bursts, and
2 weeks at a time.
yeah, 2 weeks at a time. And when I'm out there, it's not like I can do the troubleshooting and stuff like that because there's plenty of time while I'm there.
Yeah.
But the running into town, it's not a thing.
And Amazon's not a thing up there.
Amazon's a thing, but it'll take you 2 weeks to get something up
It's not
there.
a 2-day delivery.
No.
Yeah.
So like when I go up, I do some troubleshooting, and then I ship something up there in hopes that it's there when I get there next time, right?
Did you know about the website Charm Li before you went up there?
No. I found out about that today.
Okay, that would
Literally
be helpful
today.
up there. Especially
Yes.
on the side note, it's on the website. You can download all the stuff.
Yes.
About 700 gigs worth of data.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm saying is that would have been helpful in that area with
100%.
no information.
100%. So here's the issue we were having. My wife's cousin was helping,
Yep.
and he actually did some of the troubleshooting while I was down here.
Okay.
Issue is that exact thing, right? Where there is a part store on the island, but it's 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours away, right? So jumping in the car and driving out there, it's It's not trivial.
Well, first you got to get the car running.
Right. Well, and they have other vehicles
Okay.
up there. So,
With that being said, because the cable you knew was broken from last year, not this year, correct?
it was broken from last year.
Did you bring a spare cable up then first?
He actually had ordered one,
Who's he?
William.
Okay, so which is one of the caretakers up there?
That is my wife's cousin.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So he actually lives right across the road from our house,
Okay,
along with his aunt or my wife's aunt and her other cousin.
okay.
So he ordered a cable. Mm-hmm. First one showed up. It's not right.
Yeah.
Second one showed up. It's not right. He ordered a third one from a different place, and it showed up not right.
So I'm going to take a stab at it. So because it's an F-250, the transmissions they had was a 4D100, and that was in the, I believe, the V10s, and I think also the 7.3s.
So the transmission end is
There's-
not the bad part.
Well, I'm just saying real fast. I can't name them all off the top of my head. There are, I believe, for those trucks, there are 3 different types of transmissions, which means for a cable, a shifter cable, it needs to be different lengths to actually reach it.
The shift cable links were identical.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
The ends is where he's having the problem.
Well, okay.
So all 3 of them that he received were I want to say it was either a square end or a round end.
Okay.
And it needs the opposite.
Okay.
Okay. 3 times.
Okay.
So what I've asked him to do is send me a picture, because down here, at least I can go to a part store and have them pull it out and look at it, right?
Yeah.
And send me a picture. I'll go get the cable, find the right one. I'll package it up and send it.
Yeah.
However,
Oh no. Oh no.
after helping with the mail plane 3 times while I was up there,
The mail plane. Are you sexist?
no. So the mail comes in on a float plane.
Okay.
And my wife's aunt is actually in charge of the mail plane.
Okay.
When it comes in, she...
Does that make it your uncle?
No. I'm going to punch you right in the fucking mouth. So, they basically pick the mail up from the plane on the dock, load it into the truck,
Okay.
drive it up to the post office where there are actual mail slots, and then they have like a area where they can put large packages, right?
All right.
So it's kind of cool. 900 pounds of mail
Oh wow.
showed up on one of the 3 planes that came in the 2 weeks while I was there. Okay?
Okay.
900 pounds of mail. That's
Okay.
a truckload. That is a truckload of mail. Okay? So we get it all up there. We get it all sorted out. And here's where this mail plane comes into play. Grant's over here dying, by the way.
Sorry, I've got like an 8-year-old mind going
Yeah,
right
you
now.
do. So here's the
900
thing.
pounds of mail. God damn, is it a strip club?
I hate you. I absolutely hate you right now. Okay. So coming back to reality,
Okay, I'm back.
half of the problem is
Yeah.
when you ship something up there,
Yeah.
the packages look like they've actually been run through a meat grinder.
Oh, Jesus.
So some of these boxes, like coming off of the plane, looks like they might have fucking parachuted their way in without a parachute.
Is it near impossible to ship fragile stuff up there then? Like, say, here's a big example. Can you get replacement glass up there for, like, vehicles? Or is that near impossible? Because you got to have something. Plexiglass, do they ship up there?
Well,
Like, how do you do
you
that?
could probably get a piece of glass, but you're going to have to... I don't know how, dude. I don't know how they would do it, because a lot of the stuff comes up on Alaska Airlines, right?
Yeah.
It goes through a hub in Washington somewhere, gets shipped up to Ketchikan, and then it's loaded onto planes and flown out from Ketchikan.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it gets damaged, but some of these packages, like I said, they look like they parachuted out of the plane without the parachute.
Oh wow.
And I'm sure you can get a piece of glass.
Yeah.
The bed I sent up last year, the package looked fantastic when I got there.
Okay.
Right. So some of the things do come up and they're fine. And I'm sure if it said fragile on it and it was a piece of glass and it said glass, they'd probably take a little bit of extra care on that. But you definitely are going to want to package it a little bit more consciously,
Okay.
you know.
So, that being said, did you ship up the actual right cable?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the picture. And then I'm going to go and do a little shopping around, see if I can find the right one.
Next year, it's going to be there.
I'm going to get it up there before that. I'm hoping to have it up there before the end of the summer.
Okay.
At least before the end of September.
Okay.
And then he had a buddy come out with an OBD2 reader.
That's a rare item in those parts.
No, there's mechanics up there. So
Uncommon part in those parts.
he had a Ford guy come out with the OBD2 reader.
Okay.
And plugged it in after he got it started up and all that stuff. Apparently, there's a bunch of sensors that are shot on that thing.
I bet if it's been sitting there for years.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't really been sitting for. Well, yeah, actually,
Yeah,
it's been
sitting
sitting
there.
for 2 years right
Yeah.
now. Hasn't moved in 2 years. It has started, but it has not moved in 2
So,
years.
were you able to assess if it was a cascading effect that one sensor went bad that caused others? Or did you verify that all these sensors were actually bad and you need to ship sensors up now?
I'm gonna have to ship sensors up. He verified that they were not good. He did not verify how they went bad. And what I'm assuming is it's more than 20 years old at this point.
So, what sensors went bad?
I don't know yet. William has a list of it somewhere.
Okay, very helpful.
He's supposed to send that to me. I think there's some O2 sensors that are bad, but I think there's temperature sensors and stuff like that. Apparently, there's a couple of them that the mechanic said, I'm not sure I'd drive this very far.
Yeah, interesting.
Because if they go bad, they're probably going to leave you stranded.
Yeah, well, if a temperature sensor goes bad and you can't see what you're actually going for,
Yeah.
or technically, you still could drive without a temperature sensor. But
Yeah.
like, if a crank sensor goes out or a cam sensor,
Yeah.
cam you can still drive, but a crank sensor won't let you.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, it must not be a crank sensor if it'll run.
so maybe a cam sensor.
Maybe. But like I said, I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know.
not sure. Yeah,
I
I
don't
knew
know.
you can't be taking shots in the dark. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for that list,
Okay.
and I'm gonna send a bunch of those sensors up, and
You know what else you should send up there? 3D printer.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, if you're in
Yeah.
a place with limited resources, why would you not?
yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah. As long as you got internet up there.
Yeah,
Even now, you could save and bring files up there and be like, okay, I'm printing off a coffee table.
printing off a coffee table.
You know, just an example.
You're funny.
I am hilarious.
I thought about shipping one up there.
You should. Like, legitimately.
I don't
and
know
this is
how
our listeners.
I don't know
also
how
agree.
beat up it would be by the time it got there, though.
Right, fragile on the side. of it.
Fragile.
But regardless, I agree. I think this is also an important thing. Like, if you're in a spot where you're limited on parts, 3D printing, and provided you know how to use it or have the ability to wanting to learn how to use it, would not be a bad idea to have in parts where it's limited, because then you can make tools and specialized parts where if you can't have access to them, you know, if it takes you a couple hours to get to, say, the store, when you can print one off in, say, 30 minutes,
Sure.
and that's your fix, and then you don't have to do multiple trips to the store,
Sure.
that's not a bad idea to have.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a bunch of.
Or if you, for example, have a shifting cable that's a square that need to be round, you can 3D print an adapter, so now it's round.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could.
Yeah. Just little things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. What other projects did you work up there? I know there was more than just the truck.
So
Come on.
let's talk about the other truck I found.
Oh, not the Bronco Blazer, whatever thingy.
No, that was what we talked about last year,
So
right?
you found another truck?
So that Blazer that I found last year,
yes.
when I went up there, so I had known there was one up there.
Yes.
I went up and found it
Yes.
last last year.
Yes.
It was a lot more rusty than I thought it was going to be. And it was missing the rear axle and driveline and motor and a whole bunch of things, right? So that one kind of fell off the old radar.
Yeah.
This year, I was talking to some people, and Mariah's uncle, who lives up there.
I swear, if you tell me you opened up a barn and found a Cobra, I'm going to die.
No, there's nothing that nice up there. But what I did find was a 7.3 diesel.
Early 7.3 or late gen? Like
2002?
Okay. Just for our listeners' sake, and I don't know if you know this, Jeremy. So with Ford, with the 7.3, they made it from, 87 up. But the holy grail year for the 7.3 was the turbo diesel years, which was the 99
Yeah, 99.
through 2002, late 2002.
2003.
2003, mid 2003.
Yep.
But the holy grail is a 1999 one, early, meaning the first 6 months. They were the only ones from factory with fully forged internals.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you ever find a early year serial number 73 1999 Ford, the connecting rods and everything else is built up. You don't have to add anything to the bottom end block to build power. You literally put bigger turbo, bigger injectors.
I think in most of the 7.3s you can do that anyway. You do have to be a little more careful.
Yeah, that's true, but if you already have it forged internals,
then you're good to go.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I found it.
Okay.
He has it on his property.
So just the engine.
He has the truck.
Okay. So what's the truck?
The engine's blown.
Is it a 350?
No, it's a
250?
Yeah, I think it's a 350.
Okay.
It's either a 250 or 350.
He blew the engine?
The engine was blown
So then why the hell did you keep it?
because you don't get rid of things up there.
Okay.
But what he did was he
you
went
didn't
and
do
bought a
Bootlegger?
wrecked one.
Okay.
So he has a motor sitting on another property
Okay.
in a truck.
Isn't that something you want to take out, especially in Alaska where like snow gets deep? Like if you leave a truck out
No,
there, say
it's,
you bought a
it's
truck.
protected.
Well,
As long as it's in the vehicle, it's protected.
Okay.
When
As long
you
as like the hood's on and stuff. You're saying,
the hood is on. The front grill is smashed up a little bit, but the hood is in place.
so you don't need to keep in something like that, like say, for example, a tarp over that to keep like when
Nope.
things melt. Okay. Okay.
Nope.
Fair enough.
No, it should be good to go. And that one is a running motor.
Okay.
The other one has the blown motor. I don't know what he did to blow that motor, but he blew it.
Yeah. It's because he didn't have forged internals and just probably put a bigger turbo in it.
So what I was thinking was that's the project. Because the one truck is gorgeous.
Okay.
It's got a little mold inside and stuff like that right now because
That's dangerous.
it is, but
If it's black mold, if it's normal mold,
no, it's just there's a little bit of mold on the seat belts and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's the hairy mold, not the black stuff.
okay. Well, it's going to be a year. You think that mold's not going to grow in a year?
I don't think it's going to grow anymore.
Okay.
That being said, the other truck's not moldy,
Okay.
and the seat belts in it are still good.
Okay.
So could be doing a little swapping around with some of that.
So is your plan next year to go up and be working on that, or is you going to have Williams? Is
if
gonna be
I'm-
working on that,
If I'm going to go up and do some work on it, I want to get a crew of people to go up.
okay.
I don't know if it'll be next year or if it would be something like the year after, but my thought was, since he's not out there anymore, he's actually down in Washington right now. But the kids like to come out and see their cousins and stuff. If they had a place where they could go,
You're using child-free labor.
no,
Okay.
I'm doing the labor for the child. My thought was to get the truck up and running. So if they wanted to come out, they would have something that they could jump in and drive to the store if they needed to. You
They
know.
said there was a vehicle already up there. You could drive to the store and back.
There are, but they're not theirs, right?
So you want to fix up this truck and give it to one of the kids.
Well, it's already theirs.
Okay.
I just want to fix it up so they have it
Okay.
available if they want to come out and spend a week or whatever.
Okay.
They've got a lot of family on the island, and yes, there are people that will pick them up and drive them around and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
sometimes you don't want that, right? Sometimes you want to be able to jump in your own vehicle and drive to the damn grocery store, or run down to the hardware store and pick shit up and bring it home,
Or jump on the boat.
or in the boat. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they'll have to take the boat from where they live to get out there,
Yeah.
because you're either taking a float plane or a boat to get there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it would be a fun project. Be kind of an interesting thing for a group of guys to go up and do over like a week or two,
Yeah.
and have fun with your buddies.
Yeah, that makes sense. You want to give a quick highlight, though, of like what fun is like up there, what you've been doing on your trip?
Yes, and then I want to talk about letter A there.
Well, you don't need to give behind the scenes.
Okay, so let's talk about some highlights.
Okay.
What do you think my favorite part was?
I'm going to guess. If I had to guess, you talked about 900 pounds of mail.
No. No, some of the highlights, I did get a chance to go fishing.
Nice.
Before I had left, I had bought a bunch of lures and stuff like that. So
Did you steelhead up there?
No, there are steelhead. They're not running. Salmon were running on the outside, not necessarily the inside. I think there was a couple of them running in some of the rivers, but mostly what I wanted to do was a rockfish. I wanted to fish for sea bass and red rockfish and stuff like that. I did get a chance to go up there and do that. Oh my God, it was so fun.
Did you do that from the boat, or did you do it from?
Yes.
So real fast, because last year, remember you were saying you were going to go also. Work on the
We
boat.
did
you not
it
this year?
from Williams' boat.
Okay.
I did not license the boat this year,
Okay.
the other boat this year. I do have plans to do that next year, but my wife's got to come up with me
Okay.
because it's in her name.
Okay. So you got a boat project and a truck project for next year planned out. That's
Yes.
really exciting.
And we'll get into that.
Okay.
So William took me and two other guys fishing, and we did catch. We caught a couple halibut, caught some red rockfish, caught our limit and sea bass for all four of us.
Nice.
Ended up bringing home, I want to say 5 2-pound packages of fish.
Nice.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about that. I am totally planning on doing some really good rockfish meals out of those things.
Right on.
So, yep, looking forward to that. I didn't get a whole bunch. I would like to have done a few more days of rockfish outings, but just kind of didn't work out that way this year. I did get to do some whale watching.
Nice.
That was fun. We went out in the boat one day out in the outside waters, and I bet we saw a dozen whales
Oh wow.
while we were out there.
Humpbacks? Or
Mostly humpbacks.
Okay.
I don't know what all of them were, but I think most of what we actually saw breach were humpbacks. And then the cool thing was watching the whales breach when they were really close, and then watching how fast they were and how long they'd stay underwater, and then all of a sudden, you'd be kind of close, and then
like 100 feet?
kind
or
of
like 20 feet?
probably 100 yards away.
Okay.
And then you'd see one come out of the water and then go back in, and you'd kind of be tooling 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour in the same direction they're going, but, quite a ways off. And then the next time they come up, they're closer, and you're probably a quarter mile, half mile from where you were, and you see the blowhole come out and blow mass amounts of water up in the air. You're like, oh, that was cool.
Nice.
That was really cool. And so that day when we were out on the water, we actually got a tsunami warning because of earthquake over in Russia.
There was an earthquake that happened this?
Yeah, over in Russia on
I didn't hear about this.
the east coast of Russia. So Yeah, they got an earthquake, and William goes, we got a tsunami warning. First thing I think is, fuck, we're in the water. And we're on the west side of the island, right?
Safer to be in the boat or on land?
Well, that's where it's interesting.
Yeah.
If you're out in the open water,
Yeah. Like far out in the open, right?
well, not even far. If you're out in the open water and it's a couple 100 feet deep, you don't have anything to worry about.
Okay.
Where you start running into the worrisome part is when you're close to shore
Okay.
and that water,
Is able to arch back.
it's able to. So basically, when you're out in the open water and it's coming at you, it's like a big hump, right? It's just
There's no
it's
actual
a big
like,
hump of water.
capsizing
Nope.
tidal wave.
Nope.
You have just a big hump of water.
Just a big hump of water.
Okay.
As it gets close to shore,
That's when it starts capping.
that's when it starts to turn into a breaking wave.
Because the water from the shore is coming back and then going up, and then instead of being
Yeah.
a smooth
Well,
hump,
part of it,
it's-
yes.
starts arching up.
Yes. So that wave is mostly underwater. And then when it starts to
Are you
come
telling
out
me?
of the water,
Are you telling me the Perfect Storm, the movie, lied to me?
I don't know.
It's the movie where that's little
I don't
ship and this giant wave. Anyways,
Maybe. So yeah, that was interesting. So most of the day, I sat in the boat, in the front of the boat, watching, kind of the northwest of where we were at. There was a bunch of islands, little rock islands up there. I was watching those islands to see if any of them were going to disappear on us.
wow. Would that really happen?
Oh yeah,
Oh wow.
oh yeah. If that water gets into where we were, definitely it would have been enough to cover a island that was only 5 or 6 feet out of the water.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, 100%. So I was watching for that, and I was a little sketched out by it. And then we decided to, when we came out one direction, and then we decided to go back into where the boat launch was, a different direction. Now, from the boat launch back to the boat launch,
Okay.
I would say we probably went 20 miles or more.
That's a good amount of distance on water.
Yes.
That's a really good distance amount of water.
So on the inside, when you're in the bays, it's not bad. It gets a little rough, in certain spots when the bays are pretty good size,
yeah.
because of wind and stuff like that. But then you get out into the open water, and it actually, you have the rollers all the time. It's always rolling. Well, we were in that always rolling part, doing the halibut fishing, and then we decided to go back a different way. Well, to go back a different way, you've got about 4 miles where you've got to go from rough water through 2 miles of that rough water to get to, a little bit calmer water, and then another mile-ish to get around the point into the bay.
Yeah.
So going through there, we were in 5-6 feet of water, and it was starting to get windy. I was watching waves coming up behind us,
Yeah.
and they weren't quite breaking, but some of them were getting pretty close to breaking, and some of that water was getting in the back of the boat. Mind you, when you're going down one side of the wave, it's pushing you. But when you get to the other side where you're trying to go up the next wave, it slows you down. And then you do it all over again. So part of that time you're down in the bottom, and that's when the waves are trying to catch up to you again. And just going over all of those, best stomach workout I've ever had in my life. My stomach hurt for 3 days after that boat trip. And
So you didn't do any gym training right up there? You're like, well, I'm on the boat. I'm
on the
my
boat.
crunches.
yeah, no, dude, it hurt for like days afterwards. So that was kind of fun. And then the last highlight, there was a Boy Scout troop up there from Ohio,
Oh, cool.
and I made some new friends with a couple of the adults.
Okay. I was gonna say if you said with kids, I'm gonna be like Jeremy.
No, a couple of the kids, they're like early 20s. We hung out with those guys quite a bit because they helped us do a bunch of things, mostly for them. And then we ended up having to extract some people one day.
Extract some people? Why?
Well,
Do you mean like a medical emergency?
yes.
Oh,
There were 3 medical emergencies on day 1. No, day 2.
Or a peanut
there.
allergy or something, or what?
What's that?
From a peanut allergy?
No. So, I don't really want to get into it. 'Cause
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, it's
But
not
you just
really
had
my...
an emergency that happened. On
We had an emergency. We had 3 emergencies in the first half of the second day.
Okay.
And then the second half of the second day, one of the children got sick. So we ended up having to extract a kid and one of the parents.
Well, there goes the motto: always be prepared. They had to just get going.
Yeah. But there was 31 people on that trip, on that kayak trip. And they launched at one point in a lake, went all the way down, had to go out into salt water from freshwater, and then camped. They camped at a cabin, or at a cabin one night. They camped legit in the woods the next night, and then the third, they made it all the way back to the dock to be picked up. So that was kind of interesting, having to go up and extract them. The most interesting part was coming out of the lake.
Okay.
The lake is brackish water,
What's that mean?
which means it's fresh water meeting salt water.
Okay.
So it's salty-ish, but it's not like ocean salt. It's like more freshwater saltwater mix, right?
Okay.
So
Trying to think what it tastes like.
it's like half salt water, right?
Isn't that what salt water is?
No.
It's less salty salt water.
Yes, it's
There
like
we
half the salt.
go. It's like diet salt water.
It's diet salt.
Okay.
So when we went in to the lake,
Okay.
we were at high tide.
Okay.
When we left, we were at low tide.
I don't see a problem here.
Well, you wouldn't,
No.
except when we were coming out of the lake is trying to drain.
Yeah.
So the lake is higher up than the salt water at this point.
And you back up your truck even further.
We weren't in a truck, we were in a boat.
Well, you back the boat up even further.
You don't back up. You're driving through the 5-foot drop
Oh.
in a aluminum skiff with 4 people on the boat.
Until 2 people get out and makes it lighter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was interesting.
So you guys made it out safe and sound?
Oh yeah, yeah, and then we came back in and picked up the bunch of water containers and stuff like that the next day and moved it to the next camp for them.
Nice.
But that was fun. Okay, I want to talk about one more thing about Alaska.
Okay.
I want to talk about prepping the boat for next summer.
Okay.
So
Let's talk about what's the size of the boat, what it's about, what kind of engine it's got. Let's go into some details first.
okay, so I've got some adventures I want to do next year.
Okay.
Gage wants to go up there with me. He wants to go play on the boat.
Gauges for our listeners.
Gage is my stepson.
Okay.
And him and I want to go up there, and we have very different things that we want to do on the boat. He wants to go play on the boat. I want to go fishing. He wants to see the whales. I'm into that.
Okay.
So the boat's been sitting for a few years. And I
You
kind of...
just said you took out the boat. Oh, that was Williams.
We took Williams' boat out.
Okay. So this boat that's been sitting for years.
This boat that's been sitting for a few years,
What kind of boat?
it's a older Boston whaler.
Okay.
It has a newer Honda 225 on it.
Okay.
Outboard.
For someone who's not a boat person, what can you describe what it looks like? Like, is it like like aluminum kind
it's
of
a-
bottom one that
no.
has like a tow motor in the back? Is it kind of like a double decker?
So
one
it's
that's
an
like,
outboard motor on the back. It is a fiberglass hull.
Okay.
It has a cabin underneath.
So it's a 2-story boat.
Nope. It is a single story.
It's got a cabin underneath.
It's underneath the front of the bow. It's just a bed.
Okay, so it's got like a just a lower deck.
Yes.
So it's not 2 stories.
It's not even a lower deck. It's on
half.
it's on the same deck.
Okay.
You just have to duck under the bow to get under there.
Okay, so it's covered.
It is covered.
Okay.
And there's a bed type thing under there.
Okay. How old is it? 90s, 80s.
Late 80s.
Okay, so we're
Early
talking
90s?
Classic.
It's an old boat, but Boston Whaler was one of those boats that you could break in half, and the pieces would still float.
Okay.
So, if you had to, you could hold on to it.
Yeah. So what's the current condition in it now? Is there like a lot of moss growing onto it?
No. It's actually in really good shape. It needs to be pressure washed.
Has it been out of the water in dry storage, or is it?
No, it's out of the water on a trailer in the open elements
That's good.
up in Alaska. So it definitely needs to be pressure washed. I probably need to wipe out the interior and stuff like
Legitimate
that.
question. Might be a stupid question. If you've got a boat on a trailer in Alaska where it's known to snow and go through it,
Oh yeah, it got filled with snow.
is there a worry that when it starts to melt or if snow gets so high that the boat will rise and shift off the trailer? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do you prevent that in deep snow weather?
In the deep snow, there's not really a huge worry of the melt
Okay.
because it's got a door and the interior is about 3 inches lower.
Okay.
The deck is about 3 inches lower than
Where it sits?
the main deck.
Okay.
But all of that goes down into the bottom
Okay.
and out to the plug.
Okay.
The plug is pulled.
Okay.
So when the snow starts to melt and turns into water,
Yeah.
it's all going to go down to the bottom of the boat and out the back.
Well, I understand. I'm saying like because you have snow on the outside of it, just like building around on the outside,
Yes.
if the snow will rise up
No.
the boat at all.
No. The snow is not going to pick up the boat.
Okay.
No. What the worry would be is if the boat filled up so much with snow,
That it collapsed the trailer.
I wouldn't even worry about that.
No.
What I would worry about is the back of the boat filling up so much with snow that it lifts the front of the trailer.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But the motor is down, and it's only about 4 inches off the ground, so it's not going to go very far.
Okay.
Could it damage the bottom of that motor? Maybe.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't move around a whole bunch, probably isn't going to be bad.
Okay.
So we haven't really worried about it all that much.
Okay.
Yeah. My biggest worry are two things.
Mold.
No,
Wow.
because mold. The seat cushions are mold resistant,
Okay.
so there's not a whole bunch of worry about the mold growing in there.
Okay.
My two big worries are one, the fuel that's in it.
Do you not have a stabilizer into it when you put it in storage?
I don't know what was in it.
Oh, was it at least filled all the way?
I have no idea.
So you didn't even check the fuel when you're last up there?
No.
Okay.
I
So-
think it's full,
Okay.
but I don't know for sure.
Here's a question: is it an aluminum tank or a gas tank, a steel tank? You have no idea. So the reason I bring this up is for our listeners is because one of the big concerns about having fuel in a vehicle. So in my opinion, if you're storing a vehicle for a long time, it's better to have it with a full tank as best as possible and fuel stabilizer. You have less oxygen in there and you have less room for expansion. So
Yes.
say if stuff like water gets into it.
Right.
Water is the ultimate enemy for fuel for
Yes.
a couple of reasons. One, it dilutes the quality of your fuel. It makes it so that it's not as combustible. Two, if it is a steel tank, you're going to have start rusting in there.
Yep.
If it's aluminum, you'll have oxidation, correct? Right?
You can have a little oxidization with the aluminum. If it was an aluminum tank,
Yeah.
honestly, the only thing I would worry about is moisture in the lines.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you're having a vehicle that's sitting, whether it's a boat, truck, or car, whatever, and you don't know how old that fuel is, so you're gonna have to go up there and have to empty out that tank.
That's what I'm wondering.
So-
do I need to empty it
Yes.
completely?
Yes, and the other question, and the big question,
Where the fuck do I put it?
yeah, what do you do with, because you're on an island that's so limited, what would you do with that?
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know how full it is.
Okay, let's say it is an average boat is about 100 gallons.
Well, that one's got a 36-gallon tank.
It's still
It's a
decent
small
size.
boat, right? It's
Still
only a
decent
21
size.
foot. 36 gallons is a lot of fuel to
lot of
deal
fuel.
with.
Do you have anyone up there that has an oil heater?
I
Yeah,
think,
way to do it.
Well, we have a oil heater,
You can dilute that with diesel then, right?
maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. We do have maybe somebody that has a 55-gallon tank that we can dump it into.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to dump the fuel filters before pumping it all out.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to run it through the fuel filters to pump it into the 55-gallon barrels.
Yeah.
Just to see if I want to see if it's gelled or if it's actually gas still.
Well, gasoline doesn't gel, I believe. It's diesel gels.
Diesel gels.
Diesel gels. Gasoline, I don't believe, does.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just collects moisture.
Collects moisture, and it loses. The biggest thing is it loses its not oxidation. It's the not octane.
Okay.
It's octane rating, and then when you have a lower octane rating, then it won't burn as right. It doesn't burn as smooth.
Sure.
And you could have pre-detonation. You can have no detonation, and that's one of the big things that you can have for your vehicle.
So, because I don't want to completely lose that fuel, because 36 gallons, if that's actually what's in there, is a lot of fuel, right?
Yeah.
Can I mix it?
With what?
New fuel?
That are you asking me or are you asking people?
You, the people, whatever. Somebody, if somebody knows this answer, and
Email us at untitledcarproject@gmail.com
send us a quick email.
or in the comment section.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't try. It depends on what it is. If it's something like a lawnmower, something I really don't care about. Maybe like a weed whacker. Something that could take abuse and that
Pressure washer.
Yeah,
weed
and
whacker.
I would mixing would
chainsaw.
probably be okay. You're not getting your full oxidation, but it's something that doesn't need to be perfect with it. If it's something on a race car that has to be right on the money,
Yeah.
but
I'm not running a race car.
a boat's different though, and especially an older boat because it may not need to have that perfect. I would do your research and look into that. I mean, you got your phone right there while I'm speaking. You could be Googling it.
Yeah, and I'm
apparently I
not
got to do
doing
this
shit.
run-on sentence.
I'll look.
Look it up
Later, yeah.
We'll let listeners.
But I mean, I would be curious, like, if let's say I'm going out one day
yeah,
and I drain that tank into a 55-gallon barrel and I refill the tank and go test it with a fresh tank of 36-gallon tank of fuel, and it tests fine. On day 2, let's say I want to use some of that 36 gallons of spent fuel over there. Can I take a 5-gallon can and fill it halfway up with that gas and give it another, half of some fresh stuff and run it?
Okay, so from what AI from Google says, mixing year-old or older fuel with new fuel is generally not recommended, as it can lead to performance issues and potential engine damage, although it's often considered safe if done in small quantities and diluted with plenty of fresh fuel. The potential elements is older gasoline can cause lighter and more volatile components, making it harder to start an engine, and especially in cold start weather. As well as older fuel can degrade over time, gum and varnish, leading to clogged fuel injectors and other components, and moisture absorption. So, if it's on your big engine and parts are hard to get up in Alaska, I think it'd be better to try to get rid of that fuel or use it in a better way on something that wouldn't be as hard to replace up there.
On a small motor.
Yeah, I would
Or
do it on a
something
small motor,
along
not on the boat, or like a car or something like that. But if you're using it for heater, for like maybe a snow blower, or a air blower, whatever it's called, what's it called?
Or a chainsaw that's on its last leg, something like that, right?
Yeah, and you dilute
Okay.
it.
Right, but that's a lot of fucking fuel to dilute.
Yeah, but I mean that's a lifetime worth for a small engine.
Right.
I mean,
Or maybe I donate it to somebody.
you could do that too. The hardest part I think you're gonna have is getting maybe a 55-gallon drum up there and just to store it in, because you don't want it to leak on the property or have it. Yeah.
So here's the other question, right?
Okay.
How do I store it? How do I store that boat? Because I know leaving a tank half empty is not good.
Okay.
And I know
So
you don't want to leave fuel in the tank for like 2 years at a time.
well, the one thing you can do, and this is like, for example, what I've learned from car museums, what they'll do on some of their vehicles. So, what I've been told in the past, for say if you're using a personal car, like we do with my dad having used sports cars, we'll put a fuel tank in there, we'll put a fuel stabilizer. That'll be about a year because we don't leave them for that long.
Sure.
You know, a couple months, maybe before they start up, whatever, and that keeps it. Longer than a year, a little bit different. If you know that's a potential of being left longer than, say, 9 months to, say, a couple of years, your best bet is to drain all fuel. I mean, all fuel. Okay?
All the way out of the lines.
All the
and
way out of the
everything.
lines, all the filter, all that jazz.
Run the motor completely empty.
I would. Just try to drain as best you can.
Okay. I mean, because I can I can put the little water thing on the boat motor, turn the water on, and start the motor and let it run until it dies.
Yeah.
You know.
I would recommend try get all the fuel of it as best you can. Get all the and if you're going to leave it that long, I would also remove probably all the oil and oil filters from that. Don't let.
Really?
I mean, that's what some people do in their vehicles.
You drain the oil in the motor
Yeah.
and leave it oilless?
So it doesn't gum up, it doesn't sludge. If you're going to leave it there for 3 years plus. The downside onto it, I mean, you're not going to have oil on the other side to, say, help with the seals, but at the same time, it's not moving, it's not sitting, it's not lubricating.
Right.
So if you're having something in long-term storage, try to remove as much of that stuff that's going to degrade over time,
Yeah.
you know? So that'd be my opinion and recommendation. That way, when you are ready for it, you come there, put new filters, new oil into it, nothing's sludging, so like it's just a clean system. You want to make sure the system is also going to be no moisture can get in there.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a gas tank, seal it up. If it's the oil system, make sure like have the dipstick down and the caps on tight, so that way nothing gets inside of it. And very clearly make it labeled no fuel, no oil, so no one tries to start it midway.
Right.
I mean, even to some point with a boat, you don't have to do it, but like coolant's another big thing. That way, it's not sitting, it's not rusting inside. I shouldn't say rusting inside the block, but like cause electrolysis that happens in your coolant lines. But that you should be able. Coolant you could leave for longer. And
Well, there's no coolant.
I'm just saying, like, if it was a vehicle, for
Yeah.
example. Boat, you don't have to worry because boats are water cooled from the water itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would do. Granted, you're planning on using it next year.
Yeah.
It ultimately comes down to how often are you going to use it years after that? Or are
Right.
people going to use that?
So my goal is to use it every year.
So if the goal is to use it every year, you can leave potentially the oil into it, but change it every year then.
Right. Change it
Cool.
when I get there.
Yeah. Or if you take it out beforehand,
Yeah.
like that you're not going to use it for another year, then that means that oil has no possibility of sludging. So you change it when you first get there,
Yeah.
then use it. Okay?
Then use the boat and then do it again when I come back the next year.
Correct. Okay? That's
Okay.
one option.
Yep.
I would then, when you're done using it, drain all the fuel. Heck, even if you still have like 10 gallons left or whatever, of 30 gallons, or say 5 gallons, you could probably dilute that pretty good with new fuel.
Sure.
Where it's like, 80% of it's new fuel. That should be fine because it's an older motor. It's not
For 1 year.
for 1 year.
And it's got stable in it.
Yeah, if you got that, that's tough. If it's going to be a year and you're going to do it, dang, that's a tough one because I would kind of put stable into it. I think if it's going that long, I would say whatever fuel's in it, then throw some stabilizer in it, call it good, but have it as low as possible. So if you do go longer, you can drain out the 5 gallons, 10 gallons,
Sure.
whatever in it. But if you're gonna, that way you're not going through 35 gallons. I've been taught in the past to leave it full, so that way there's less oxygen in there. What did they say? Not oxidization. I'm getting words confused.
Moisture?
No, 92 octane.
Oh,
not octane rating. You want to have it. What I've been taught in the past is have it more fuel in there, less room for air, which means less oxygen stuff to happen.
Sure.
And
Less room for moisture.
That's the big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But the problem with that is then I can't dilute it.
Well, here's the other thing they make. Don't they make? I believe they do. There's like moisture packets you can put in fuel tanks. You know what I'm talking about?
Well,
'Cause
don't
that'd be-
moisture packets
Absorb the moisture.
Well, they draw it to it, right?
Yeah.
So like dry airs.
Yeah.
If you were storing a car for, let's say, a year over the winter or whatever, you would put a dry air thing in there, and it would draw the moisture towards those little beads and fill a bucket underneath it. But
Yeah.
it's drawing that moisture towards it. I would think you'd want to draw the moisture away from the openings.
Okay, I know we're going to hang on moisture. I just know there's a product they make that you put in a fuel tank. It goes there. That might be something to look into if
Okay.
you're doing the long-term storage, because then you put stabilizer in there. If there's any potential of any moisture, whether that's directly from rain or whatever, or it's indirectly from just condensation going to that, it collects in that. You can remove that. That way the fuel that's there you can dilute with new fuel, as well as it should be still relatively good because the stabilizer's in there.
Yeah.
And then,
I can tell you I'd feel a hell of a lot better about draining 5 gallons out of a tank
Yeah, exactly.
than 30. You know?
Exactly. So that would be my recommendation for what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and if I left it empty and just drained the tank of all moisture or water when I came back and refilled it with fresh fuel, I would feel good about that too.
Yeah, and you could do that too.
I just don't know how hard that is.
You're gonna need probably on that, because it's in a boat, you're gonna need something. There's two ways you can do it, and same within the car. If you're trying to drain fuel out of it, and you have to be safe. I'm gonna put a caveat on this for any of our listeners going to that. Anytime you're working around fuel, you have to be dealing with safety in mind, because you're working with a flammable object. That being said, two ways that's easier to drain fuel, provided you have a fully charged battery and it's an electric fuel pump. One thing you can do is disconnect the fuel line, turn the pump on, and have it drain that way. That's one way. A second way to do that is have an external pump, and either by hand pump or by a electric pump, and suck it through that way. I don't recommend an electric one because you're having potential of spark and doing something flammable. And just put in a container that way. A hand pump works easier, especially a plastic one. You don't want to be using a metal one, nothing with sparks, okay? That way you could put it in a container that way. And third way, and I've seen it done, and on some, sometimes there's a drain or a petcock in the back of it, and some of them have that way. You can do that. Again, this is all, be very careful. Fire extinguisher, any kind of flame retardant, make sure you have a cell phone and buddy nearby so if stuff happens. If not, recommend having a shop do that, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, do this, it's so safe.
Yeah. I'm not going to have that option.
Yeah, I'm just saying for, safety and legal reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one way. Those are some of the ways you can drain a tank. If it's a mechanical fuel pump that's going on that route, your best bet then is to use, like I said, a plastic hand pump to remove the fuel going that way. If you have the tank sitting higher than the lowest fuel line, then you can remove that fuel line and have it gravity fed into something. So, for example, if it's in a boat and you have access to get to a bottom fuel line, and it's able to get outside the boat, then you can unplug that and just have it drain into, say, a bucket or into a 55-gallon drum. That's one way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of where that drain would be. I know where the fuel inlet is.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is with boat, especially an outboard boat, most fuel tanks are either external or they should be able to be removed. Correct?
Not on the bigger boats.
Okay.
On
some boats you can.
on a skiff, yes. Usually they're underneath the driver in the back. My wife's cousin William has 2 5-gallon fuel cells more up toward the front seat.
Yeah.
Like behind the front seat, but middle of the boat type thing. But yeah, most people put them kind of in the back.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say is if you have a removable fuel tank, then you can remove it from the boat or vehicle
yeah.
and put it higher and gravity bleed it off that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, you could pull it completely out and store it in the freaking building over winter.
Provided it's capped off where it's not going to leak. If you got here's the thing. If you've got something...
Not in the house, in the shop.
Still, if you've got something that's potentially flammable, you want to have a designated area at your home or whatever where it can be stored. Like for us at the shop, it's in a specialized container that's where flammable objects go.
Where do you keep it at home?
I don't. If I do, it's very rare I keep it at home.
See, I've got a 5-gallon and a 1-gallon gas can in the garage right now.
Okay. Like so,
Is that not safe?
I wouldn't keep it in the house. Like for me,
It's in the garage.
if I have a fuel tank, which, for example, like for the lawnmower and stuff, I
Yeah.
keep that in a shed separate from the main house.
Okay.
So if something does happen, you're not on your main property. It's,
Yeah,
and you want to check on it to make sure it's also, not, for example, expanding or possibly cause you.
Sure.
It's something that you want to be checking on to make sure it's in good condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right then.
Well, that's a conversation right
I
there.
know it is.
I like it.
You do.
Yeah.
Huh, fun stuff.
Yeah, let's call that, and we'll move this last subject to the next one.
All right.
The modular vehicles we'll talk about in the next show
On episode 65.
on episode
So
65.
we appreciate you guys listening to another episode of Untitled Car Project. Make sure to hit like and subscribe wherever you're listening to our podcast. If you got any questions, hit us up on Instagram, on Facebook at Untitled Car Project, as well as if you would like to contact us directly, one of the best means is by Gmail at untitledcarproject@gmail.com. And keep in mind, again, we are looking for anyone currently who is working on a kit car or a project or finished a kit car and or who are into motorcycles. We'd love to have guests on and or hear from them. So yeah, you guys, this was a fun episode. I appreciate you telling us some stories from Alaska journey. And,
Can't wait for the next show. We'll talk again next week.
All right, bye.